Hafa de Guam. I'm Adriana Cotero. This is the Greater GU'd, and I am joined here with President and Executive Director for Sugar Plum Tree, Bobbie Leon Guerrero. Hi, Bobbie. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about Sugar Plum Tree, which I know you and I were just talking a little bit beforehand, and I'm learning all about it, but it's been here on Guam for some time, correct?
Yes, we've been actually, it's been 35 years. This is our 35th anniversary. So it started back in 1984.
Wow. Oh my.
Yes.
And how long have you been with the organization?
I've been with the organization since 2006.
Okay, so since 2006. So you've seen it grow then.
Yes.
Into what it is today. So
yes.
tell me a little bit about what Sugar Plum Tree is for those that don't know.
Okay, Sugar Plum Tree, actually it started in 1984 with Karen Klein. She's no longer here on Guam. She now lives in Texas. However, the way it all started was she would drive by the police station, and she saw children that were in the lobby, and so she was curious. She parked her car, went in, and found out that these children were waiting for CPS. They had been removed from their homes because of abuse or neglect, and so she decided, oh, these children have to sit here for hours. She decided to go buy some teddy bears for them, and then that's really how it all started.
One little initiative.
One little initiative. Then she has spoke with the CPS representatives, and they told her that it wasn't just children. There were adults and an uncle in situations like that. So she started to work with the different Guam agencies, started getting lists of their clients, and they became the recipients for Sugar Plum Tree, and the rest was history.
Wow, that is amazing. So that was going to be one of my questions for sure, because I know that, when there's different opportunities to give back for the holidays, oftentimes it's to give to kids, but you guys also do adults and manamko.
That's correct. We do adults with disabilities, and of course the manamko, and these are, folks that don't have any family support and wouldn't receive a gift for Christmas if it wasn't for the Sugar Plum Tree in the community.
Right, definitely. I love that. And so I'm dying to know, where does the name Sugar Plum Tree come from? How is that? What is that mean?
If you've never heard, you could go Google online and read about the Sugar Plum Tree, and talks about kids that they go to bed at night and they have dreams of sugar plums in their head, and so these sugar plums basically go on the tree, and they really stand for the wishes that the kids dream about.
Oh wow, so it's making those dreams come true.
Yes, exactly.
Oh. So where are the Sugar Plum Trees at?
The Sugar Plum Trees are located at the Hagåtña Bank of Hawaii, the Harmon Bank of Hawaii, at the Guam Girl Scouts, and also at the governor's office.
Wow, a lot of locations.
Yes.
So you guys have little tickets or tokens, or what are they, little pieces of paper on the tree? People pick them up?
Yes, they're called adoption cards.
Okay.
And on the cards are just the first name of the beneficiary, their age, their gender, and their wish.
And how many beneficiaries are there?
This year we have 800 beneficiaries.
800?
Yes.
Is that a record-breaking number at all? Or
no, actually, in the past we've had over 1,000.
Oh, wow.
So,
that's amazing.
It's amazing, but I think that's also a good sign, because that means there are less people in need of our support.
That's true. So, do you have a lot of returning people that go and want to participate in giving back and, go and get one of these cards?
Yes, actually we have many, many families who have made this part of their Christmas project as families, and also many departments and agencies in the government, as well as businesses.
I remember when I was younger, we would, like at church, we always had a Christmas tree, right? And you go and pick it, and it was just part of our tradition.
Right.
That you go right after Mass, and it was like on this day, and we'd go and pick the different token and decide, or the card, and decide we wanted. Me and all my siblings would get it. But yeah, it was just became a tradition within our family.
Right.
So you've seen that here.
Yes, definitely.
So do you have any stories or anything you'd like to share in regards to maybe a personal story at all?
Yes, actually, thank you for asking. You know, all the recipients of the Sugar Plum Tree remain anonymous, okay? And that's the reason why we only use their first names. And so, you know, it's very rare that we would hear back directly from these recipients. However, one day we had, actually, she's an adult now. She told us a story. She said that when she was a teenager, she ran away from home. She was being abused, and her siblings, by her father. And so they put her in DYA even though there was nothing that she did wrong, you know. They placed her there, and then eventually she was moved to sanctuary. Well, one day she just felt so hopeless that she decided that she was going to take her life. And so she was planning that the next day, that's what she was going to do. She was going to end her life. But that morning, the following morning, one of the caseworkers knocked on her door and handed her a gift from Sugar Plum Tree. So at that point, she thought, you know, there are still people out there in the community that care about people like us. And that just changed her whole life. That she decided that she wouldn't commit suicide. So from that point on, of course, after becoming an adult, she continues to help with the Sugar Plum Tree
Then she started
and
joining
support.
in.
Exactly.
What a difference it made in her life.
Yes, you know, and that's it. If we could make at least one child an impact like that, then it's really worth everything we do.
Oh, that's beautiful. Very beautiful. My goodness. I'm sure, I mean, her opening the door to that, obviously it changed her life. I mean, made her want to continue her life.
Yes.
Are there any other stories like this where you?
Well, actually, there is another story. When I was the branch manager at the Bank of Hawaii in Tamuning, we had put up our tree that morning, and there weren't any customers in the bank yet. A woman and a child came in, and they were looking at the trees, and so I walked over and asked if there was anything particular they were looking for. And she said, well, you know, I'm a single mom, and the only time that I am able to buy a gift for my daughter is on Christmas. She doesn't even get a gift for her birthday. So she had heard about Sugar Plum Tree at school, and so she said, Mom, the only thing that I would like for Christmas is to find a card with a girl my age, and that will be my Christmas gift. So, you know, also she's an adult now. She's got children of her own, and she makes it a family tradition to come in every year and pull names from the tree.
What made you want to get involved?
Well, actually, Bank of Hawaii has been the primary sponsor for Sugar Plum Tree, and I happen to work with Bank of Hawaii, and so one of our community efforts was assisting with Sugar Plum Tree, and that's something that I wanted to do, is to be able to give back to the community. And so they asked me if I would become the president of the organization, and I agreed. So there we go.
And here you are.
Yes.
It's great. I remember, you know, sometimes it's, remember how we were talking about taking that one little initiative, and then it almost makes you feel more fulfilled, and you, even you becoming president, I'm sure you had some sense of fulfillment after that and obtaining this.
Yes, actually, it's really the joy of being able to help a child, an adult, and an uncle. It's just that feeling of giving. I get a lot back more than giving that gift.
Yeah, definitely. this is just reminding me of something that my birthday last year. So it was following Super Typhoon Yutri after it had hit in Saipan, and I had my 25th birthday celebration, and I invited a lot of people to the celebration, but I said rather than giving me a gift, bring a gift for a child in need, because a lot of the families, they couldn't afford to give their kids gifts this year. They had lost everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had so many people within the community come to my birthday, and we gave it to Greater GU'd charity, but ended up being like almost 200 gifts for kids. But a lot of people had never ever given back like that. They were like, we were coming for your birthday, but just even giving you a basketball for a kid, it made like the world of a difference in my life. Like they were saying how they just felt so much better, and now they want to start doing little initiatives like that. So being able to offer a service like this, like that was just me doing it once. I mean, Sugar Plum being here for 35 years and being able to offer that to people, I mean, that's amazing.
Yes, we think so.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, if you can make a positive impact on at least one person's life, I think it's worth everything that we do. And we have the community to thank for that.
Definitely. As I say, 35 years, it's because of the community, right?
Right.
So we'll talk a little bit about your calendar of events here that we have so the community can get involved this year.
Okay. Actually, most important thing to remind everybody is really to bring in your gifts as early as possible. However, the final deadline is December 6th, and those gifts are due at the Sugar Plum Tree office, which is located at the DNA building in Suite 307.
So that's the absolute deadline, everyone.
Absolute deadline.
December 6th.
Yes, and actually we'd like to request that they bring it in early because that helps me do an inventory of what gifts have been adopted and have been brought in. That way I can tell, how many I have to go out and purchase.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm sure you guys organize it depending on children and also adults.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Now, you said this year you guys are doing something in addition for the kids, right?
Right. This year we have been blessed by the generosity of Fran Bauman and her husband Ladd. Fran is an author, and she wrote 2 books. And she is giving a set of 50 books, so 100 altogether.
Wow.
And these are for children that are ages 4 to 10. So we have about 185 children that fall within that range. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to select 50 randomly that will get those additional books.
And what are these books about?
These books they talk about being healthy, avoiding bad habits like, overeating and the lack of exercise. So I think this is going to be a really, really special thing that the children will appreciate.
And when will you be giving those out?
We'll be giving them as part of the gifts, their gift wishes this year.
It's part of their gift wishes.
Yes.
What are some of the gifts that are given?
Some of the gifts are given. The most popular are really the brand name shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Kids want to be like every other child in school, and so those are the most popular things. For the Manamka, it's toiletries.
Toiletries?
Yes.
And what about adults? Shoes as well?
Adults actually prefer to get like gift certificate to pay less or cost you less.
I'm trying to see if there's any comments coming in here too, which people can comment if they want at all, if they have any stories to share with Sugar Plum Tree and they've joined.
There's that one.
Oh, someone, we have, is that Bea? Is that how you would say that? B Lamb. She said she'll be donating this year.
Oh, thank you, V.
B, yeah, that's great. And we have a few more people watching, but yeah, that's amazing. All these people joining in, and as you said, you've seen people return.
Yes.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I'd like to remind everybody also is on December 15th, that's a Sunday, we will have the Big Wrap, and that's where we bring all the gifts to the Bank of Hawaii Hagatnya branch on the 2nd floor. The community comes in, we wrap the gifts up, and usually we have about 250 to 300 people.
So don't wrap the gifts prior.
Do not wrap the gifts.
So I see right here you have some important guidelines.
Yes.
Do you want to share some of these for people?
Okay, sure. So it just basically gives you instructions on how to fill out the card. Make sure that you keep the white copy and return that with your unwrapped gift. And we ask that all the gifts be new. And when you purchase the gifts on the wish list, even though you would like to purchase other gifts, we ask that you don't substitute their wish.
So do you often get people that bring more than just one gift?
Oh, yes, definitely.
So that is allowed, everyone. You can bring multiple gifts.
Yes.
Just don't substitute.
Right.
Okay.
And thank you for that. And so the other thing is we want to ask everyone not to purchase any gifts of a violent nature, like guns or,
of course.
Yeah, that's, and because this is,
even toy guns, though.
yes,
That's what I see right here,
yes,
including that.
please, yes. And so basically, again, you know, the trees are located at both of the banks, at the Guam Girl Scouts and at the governor's office.
How long have they been up for?
Since the 15th of October.
Oh, wow. And there's still plenty of cards?
Well, not plenty, but there's still cards.
Okay.
Yes.
There's still, okay, so there is still time to go get it.
Yes.
So I know that we're focusing in on encouraging people, but why would you encourage others to do this?
Well, number one, you know, it's an opportunity for children to learn what it is to give back to the community. It brings families together, so, you know, it becomes a family tradition, basically. So a lot of teaching, I think, about sharing and giving back.
Yeah, start them young, right?
Sure.
That's where it starts.
Yes.
Yeah, I see that. So you see a lot of kids go up there with their families?
Oh, many
Mhm.
children.
Any children?
Yes.
What's that like for you to see that?
Actually, it's really heartwarming. And you know, we're not talking about big business people. We're talking about the average Joe that the family lives from paycheck to paycheck. They come in and they adopt one or two cards, and you know, it's just, it amazes me how people can open up their hearts and come in and, you know, help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about giving back.
Yes.
Holidays. Okay, well, is there anything else that we need to cover with this? I'm trying to think of there. I remember
Actually,
you wanted to remind
I wanted to remind people that are taking names off the Haggatnya branch tree.
Okay.
Please bring those gifts into the Sugar Plum Tree office. And again, we're located at the DNA building
For that location.
for that location.
Okay.
So it's Suite 307 at the DNA building.
Okay. And then,
Okay, but everyone else, if you've taken a name off of the Guam Girl Scouts or the Harmon branch or the governor's office, you can bring those gifts back to those locations.
I was just looking at a picture of you at one of the trees that we have up on our podcast, because we have this streaming right as we're going, and I was like,
right.
so beautiful watching people go up and grab. Yeah.
Yes.
So, okay, so otherwise they bring them in, and then the wrapping as well.
Right.
Is that usually whenever people come in and you guys do that whole wrapping, is it a pretty nice event then? Everyone coming together?
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's it like?
It's like wall-to-wall people, and you have people from all walks of life. You have people in the military, you have businesses, you have, you know, children from the different schools. It's just everybody there.
Coming together.
And wrapping those gifts.
Typically how many people?
Between 250 to 300 people.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Wow, I wasn't expecting that many, but that's a lot.
Yes,
oh
it
wow.
is.
On
Yeah.
December 15th.
On December 15th, Sunday at 9 o'clock.
And people can probably learn how to wrap there too if they don't know how. Fortunately, my mom taught me the right way. I remember,
Oh.
yeah, I got taught early on. Because
Okay.
I remember I was like wrapping and she was like, no, this is how you wrap a present. But you'd be surprised how many people don't.
Yes.
And sometimes I still, Jason, you don't know how to wrap?
I do not know.
And sometimes I still, cheat it and just use a bag. That's always the easiest, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even I remember my mom even being like, no, you have to tape it like this, fold it right here. I'm like, oh wow, okay. But yeah, it's true.
It's got a technique, I guess.
There is a technique, for sure, definitely. All right, well, thank you very much. Unless there's any other little stories you want to share from the experience.
I think
that was such a beautiful story you told, though.
You.
Oh my goodness.
I really appreciate it. Actually, you know what? There is one story.
Okay.
We're talking about the average Joe, right? There was this one gentleman. He's in the National Guard. He had 3 children that went to private school. They came in to pull a name off the tree.
Just a name.
A name.
I heard the emphasis on that.
Guess what? They pulled 3 names, 3 bikes. Each one of them wanted to give their own personal gift. Bikes are expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But
wow.
That goes to show, he couldn't say no.
3 bikes.
3 bikes.
So beautiful.
Yes.
And so they remain anonymous, right? You
Yes.
said the recipients do. So whenever they go pick up these cards, they don't even know who they're giving it to.
No,
really.
no, they don't. They only see a first name, the age, and the gender.
Has there ever been a situation where one of the recipients wanted to meet the other person, that person that gave the gift?
Oh, always, but due to confidentiality,
You just can't.
we
I
can't.
was gonna say, I'm sure they would want to. I know I would want to. Be so curious.
Right.
Right. Oh, okay. Wow, these are really beautiful stories.
Thank
And
you.
I hope everyone feels encouraged to join in on the effort now, because it is all about giving back, right?
Yes.
This holiday seasons, and it's
Yes.
a lovely reminder. But again, thank you for joining me, and thank you all for watching.
Thank you, and thank you to the community for your support.
Yes, thank you all. Definitely. I'm
Bye.
Adriana Cotero for the Greater GU'd.